Hi, my name is Sam Mull, and I am a registered dietitian here at SUNY Downstate. In this video, I will be leading you through some movement and mindfulness. We will go through some seated movement exercises, transition to standing movement, and then end with a short mindfulness practice. So we will start in a seated position, and if it's comfortable for you, go ahead and move your seat forward so your back is no longer against the chair, coming towards the edge of your seat. The first exercise that we will do is in yoga what's called cat and cow. And as we go through this exercise and through this whole class, I want you to think about on your inhalations, expanding and growing, and on your exhalations, deepening and relaxing into the posture. So on your next inhalation, we'll come into our cow pose. So our hands will be on our lap above our knees, inhaling and arching our back forward, shoulders go back. And exhale, coming into that Halloween cat with our back curling up. And inhaling, stretching our shoulders back. And exhale. On your exhale, you can bring your arms forward to frame your knees. Inhale to stretch your shoulders back. And let's do two more. So exhale. Inhale. And last one, exhaling. And inhaling. All right, so those were cat-cows. They are great to do if you're sitting at the computer a lot and you find yourself slumped over. They're a great way to kind of get back some good, strong posture. Our next exercise is going to be focused on releasing some tension that we might have in our hands. So we'll start by extending our right palm forward, and with our left hand, just stretching those fingers back gently. Listening to your body and knowing where your edge is and trying not to go past it. Let's take one more breath here. And from here, we'll flip our palm upside down, fingers still facing ourselves, and gently stretch those hands back towards our body. Let's take one more breath here. And great, let's release that right arm back down to our side, and we'll move on to our left hand. So extending our left palm forward, fingers facing our body, and slightly bend those fingertips gently towards yourself. Remembering to continue to breathe. And from here, we will flip our arm upside down. Those fingertips are facing our body. And let's take one more breath. And release your arms down into your lap. So the next posture we'll do, this will be our last seated posture. We will take our right arm and wrap it around our left waist. We can even kind of put it under our left hip if that feels comfortable. You can also hold on to your shirt, the side of your chair, wherever you have a stable position, okay? And then with our right hand on the left side of our body, we will reach our left arm up into the air. And on your next inhalation, we'll reach a little higher. And exhale, reach towards the right. Really extending through that left side body. Your gaze can be forward or looking up at your hand as I am. And think about on your inhalation, extending and expanding. And your exhale, relaxing and deepening into the posture. One more breath cycle here. Inhale, expanding. And exhale, relaxing. Coming back up to center. You can release your left arm down into your lap and your right arm as well. And we will do the other side. So we will take our left arm, placing it in the same position you had your hand on the other side, and reach that right arm up into the sky. On your next inhalation, reach up a little higher. And exhale, extending towards the left. Your gaze, once again, can be up at your hand, looking forward, wherever feels comfortable. Inhaling to extend and expand. Exhaling to rest and deepen. And one more breath here. And come back to center. Release that right arm and that left arm into your lap. And now we will transition to some standing movements. And now we will go through some moving standing postures. So we will start by grounding our feet into the ground and making sure they are about hip distance apart. Feel the crown of your head reach up to the sky and roll your shoulders up, back, and down, coming into a strong and active standing posture. From here, we're going to be doing a little bit of balance work, transitioning from one foot to the other. So if it would be more comfortable for you to have a chair or a desk, go ahead and do that. I have a chair right here that I can lean on. So if you need that, go ahead and make sure you have that next to you. So we will begin by shifting our weight onto our left foot and reaching our right foot off the floor. And we're going to rotate our right foot and our right hand a few times, 3 times in each direction. So we're going to rotate it. Doesn't matter which direction you go. And switching. And after you've gone in both directions, we're going to find that movement from the knee down and from the elbow down. If at any point you need a chair to stabilize yourself, go ahead and do so. And switching directions. These movements can be as big or as small as you like. And now we're going to get the whole leg and the whole arm involved. Taking bigger movements or smaller movements and switching directions. And coming back to a standing posture. And we're going to switch legs. So transition your weight into your right leg and lift your left foot up. And once again, we are going to be rotating our left foot and our left hand together. So we'll find 3 movements in each direction, finding that movement from the ankle and the wrist, and switch. And if you lose your balance like I am, that is totally fine. We're just here to get a little bit of movement. And finding movement from the knee down and the elbow down. Remembering that these movements can be as big or as small as you like, and switching directions. And we're gonna get the whole leg involved, the whole arm involved. Remembering to breathe and switch directions. And awesome, bring that left leg down to the ground. And from here, we are going to transition to a wide-legged posture. So extend your legs out wide and extend your arms out wide, coming into a star position. From here, we are going to cross our right arm down towards our left leg, and our gaze is going to come up to our left hand. Coming back up to stand. And when your arm comes down, if it lands on your knee, your ankle, your foot, wherever it comes to is perfectly right. Just listen to your body. So inhaling, extending up. Exhale, bringing that left arm down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. Last move here, and exhaling. Coming back up to stand on your inhale. And bringing your arms down to your side, stepping your feet in together. And we're gonna go through 2 more moves. And this next one is just a way to kind of shake out any tension that you might be feeling in your body. And we're just gonna kind of bounce a little bit on the balls of our feet. And if you stay here, that is totally fine. Keeping your knees bent and just finding a little bit of bounce. There is no way to do this wrong. We're just getting a little bit of movement and just kind of letting your arms flop up and down. And from here, if you want to move your shoulders around, if you want to move your waist and twist a little bit, that is totally good. Maybe swinging from side to side, whatever feels good. And we will slow our bounce down, bringing our heels back down to the ground. And our last posture is a not so much movement, but it's a stretching position that is great to use a chair or a desk for. So I have a chair right here that I'm going to use. Whatever you have, a desk, any sort of solid object. I just recommend not using a chair with wheels. That could be a little dangerous. So I'm going to place my hands on the chair, and I'm going to step back a few steps, and I'm going to take a forward fold so my head is between my arms. And we're just going to hold this posture for a few breaths, keeping a slight bend in your knees. You can bend your knees a lot if that feels good to you, or bend them a little. You can bend one leg, straighten the other. Bend the other leg, straighten the other. And coming back to a stable and solid posture. Taking one more breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Coming back up to stand. And this was the end of the movement portion of our video, and we are going to transition to a little bit of mindfulness. Now we are going to go through a mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness is the awareness of the present moment without judgment. And in order to stay present, there are many tools or anchors that we can use to not be stuck in the stories and the thoughts that are constantly bombarding us. In this exercise, we will be focused on our breath. So we'll start by finding a comfortable seated position. I'm seated in a chair, and I like to scoot a little bit forward like we did in the movement exercise, so my back is no longer against the chair. And I'm going to ground my feet into the floor so much that it feels like roots are growing out from the bottom of my feet. I'm going to extend the crown of my head up towards the sky and roll my shoulders up, back, and down. This allows me to open up my chest, open up my heart, and allow me to take more deep and full breaths. You're welcome to keep your eyes open, close them, or just find lower your gaze to 3 to 6 feet in front of you. And we will begin to just notice our breath. Noticing how our body moves when we inhale and exhale. Noticing where we can feel our breath when we inhale and exhale. You may notice your breath on your nose as you breathe in. Maybe your belly expands on the inhale. Maybe you feel your breath as you exhale out your mouth or your nose. Just focusing on our breath. And as thoughts pop up in your head, as they tend to do, just see if you can observe them and return to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. As thoughts continue to bubble up, trying not to connect any labels or judgments to them, just observing them and returning to your breath. We can also notice the sensation of our body in the chair, noticing the parts of our body that are in contact with a surface below us. Perhaps you can anchor into the present moment with the sounds, with what you hear around you. Maybe you can hear the sound of your heart beating, or the whirl of a computer fan, or some other sounds in the room around you. We'll take 3 more inhalations and exhalations together. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. If your eyes are closed, you can open them. And I thank you for joining me for this movement and mindfulness class. And I encourage you to try to take a break from your busy days at least once an hour, even if it's just standing up for a few minutes and getting a little bit of movement in and maybe a little mindfulness as well. Thank you.